Hey there guys, what is going on? We are back with another best class setup in Warzone, or should I say, we are back with JGod's best FFAR class setup in Warzone. If you don't know who JGod is, he is currently one of the #1 guys in terms of Call of Duty Warzone testing. He does so much work, man. If you don't know who JGod is, go subscribe to him. His videos are absolutely insane. Anyway, we are using his best FFAR class setup in Warzone. This thing absolutely shreds people at those close to medium distances. Just before we do get into it here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do massively appreciate it, and it really does help me out. And of course, let's just jump straight into it here because there's a little bit to talk about with the FFAR here. So of course, as usually, timestamps for these videos will be on the video's loading bar and of course in the description. So if you are looking for something specific, make sure you do skip to that section. As usual, we are going to start off with our secondary here, which we're still rocking the Akimbo Diamante dual wield, which is still just like basically a shotgun in this game. You can of course run overkill and something else like a sniper or something a little bit longer range, but I still really do like running around with Akimbo pistols for close range combat. So of course we want to start off with that agency suppressor giving us all these lovely stats. The attachments don't really matter here. The only one that really does actually matter is of course dual wield, essentially, and the ammo magazine as well, giving us the most amount of bullets to fire and the 5 mW laser. And then you can pretty much choose your muzzle and your barrel depending on how you do want to play, but this is all really about close quarters combat. So this setup particular here is what we want to go with. In the perk slots, we are taking double time, so we increase the duration of our tactical sprint, meaning we can move around the map more quickly, and of course increasing crouch movement speed by 30%. You can take EOD, you can take cold-blooded, depending on what you do prefer here though. Perk 2 slot, as I said, we do usually run Ghost, but you can of course run Overkill or Restock if you do want to continue to get those equipment pieces. But yeah, Overkill if you are wanting to run another weapon here, but Ghost as well. Really, really powerful to stay off those UAVs. And then lastly, in the perk 3 slot, because we do want to swap our weapons very, very quickly here, especially if we walk into close quarters, we want those pistols. Amped really does help us achieve this. In the lethal slot, we are going for the Thermite here, or you can go with the Semtex, really is up to you. Of course, you can choose whatever you do prefer in this slot. We like the Thermite because it still hits right, shields very, very hard, does good damage to vehicles, and it's just a good all-around option. And in the tactical slot, you can usually choose the heartbeat sensor, which does run out of usability in sort of the later game sometimes, or you can run a stun or a flash, depending on how you do prefer. So the FFAR1 attachments are as follows. Now, the attachments for a lot of the Cold War weapons are a little bit closer to what they do say, and hopefully they have sorted out most of the attachments here, apart from what I know, the rear grips still don't do an awful lot, but we want to start off with that first attachment here in the muzzle slot, that agency suppressor for that sound suppression, vertical recoil control of about 10% increase, bullet velocity, which is just such a massive stat, and of course the effective damage range. This is like the carry attachment. Once they did nerf this, they took this away. Basically, Cold War assault rifles were unusable. In the barrel slot, we are going for that takedown option. The bullet velocity increase and our strafe speed is a really, really important statistic here, and this does combine with one of the other attachments that we're about to talk about shortly. But you can also take the reinforced heavy barrel as well to increase our damage range and bullet velocity. This is of course up to you here. In the underbarrel slot, we are going for that field agent grip. Of course, horizontal and vertical recoil control is a really nice option here to help keep us on target. The recoil, if you don't know, sort of snakes up like an S, which is actually very easy to control. It doesn't shift either really too much side to side, so it's pretty easy to control here. In the ammo slot, we are of course going for that Salvo 50 round fast mag to give us a very fast reload speed, as well as the most amount of bullets to fire. And in the last slot, we do want to take that Raider stock for that ADS firing movement speed, aim walking movement speed, and sprint at fire speed, which is a very, very nice combination of statistics here. Now, if you don't really prefer the iron sights on this particular weapon, or you want to use it for a mid-range combat rather than close to mid-range, you can probably drop off the muzzle here. We take off the agency suppressor, and then take something like a Silix Hollow Scout, or the optic that you do prefer here. So as usual, we're just going to jump into some gameplay here. It might be some plunder, it might be some regular gameplay, we're not sure yet, so let's just jump straight into it here and we'll have an excellent time. I feel like the default destination in Warzone really, Warzone, in plunder should really just always be Storage Town. Like, you just get so much done here, it's so much fun to just drop in and start sprinting around everywhere and just get the job done. Like, this thing is an absolute gunner, man. Like, if you have never used this particular weapon before, like you haven't put this class setup together recently after the most recent balance changes, like what are you doing, man? You just got to try this out. Like, just such a fast killing, fast firing weapon. There's the time to kill is super, super quick. So it's just one of those weapons that is just good. Got a couple of boys on the left-hand side here. We gotta go. Oh boy, I have to get some armor. We have no armor. This is not a good position to be in. Let's just hide. Let's just hide here. Just wait for him to walk past. This is fine. What a clown. What a clown. Oh boy. Surely that should kill that guy. I was going to say, we are stuck up here. feel like this is something that I can continue talking about. One of the most interesting points with this particular weapon, I mean, it's going to be easy to show it off when I can actually fire my gun and I'm not just sitting here like dying. Basically, one of the most interesting interactions with this particular weapon is, of course, the strafe movement speed and the shooting movement speed stats that you get from the Raider stock, and of course the barrel option that we've... Oh, that's bad timing. And of course the barrel option that we've chosen. Essentially, when you do fire your weapon, you actually take off so quickly. It really feels like you are sort of like running or sprinting around, even when you are just simply like aiming down sight or even running around, like shooting your weapon. It's just a really, really fast-paced option. It can actually take a little bit of getting used to that sort of boost to your movement speed that you do get with this particular sort of class setup. This is what I'm talking about here. You start shooting and you instantly start taking off with your movement speed. Like, you'll be aiming down sight and then you start moving and you just move so quickly. Actually, as I said, it does take a little bit of getting used to, mostly because you sort of adjust to... Ooh, did not do that. You do sort of have to adjust your sort of recoil control and your movement speed when you are trying to shoot this thing with something like that attached. So if you just plant your feet as well, that can also be kind of... That guy's looking at me. If you plant your feet when you are shooting, you can make it a little bit easier for yourself, but the most of the time you do want to be like moving as you are shooting people, as you do get that huge movement speed boost, and it can be a little bit difficult for people to actually shoot you because you are moving so fast. So, I know he would have only had 2 armor plates realistically, but just because it has such a fast time to kill, this is why this weapon's so good. It's just consistent, it's really accurate. Oh boy. We just outplayed that guy there. That was not a bad little play there. People are just constantly coming here, man. This is why I like coming here so often, because, I mean, people just run up here. They just come at you. They just keep running at you. It's great. Yeah, I knew we were going to get taken out. That guy has an M16 or an AUG, which is a very fast killing weapon in this game. Another weapon that you can pair this with is, of course, something I mentioned earlier, is the AUG or the M16. Essentially, with the AUG, well, they have actually increased the bullet velocity to match something like the M16, so it's a definitely more improved weapon. It's definitely one of the best right now, mostly because it kills so quickly, really, like, it does have a very fast time to kill. It's actually very accurate, and the bullets actually hit the target a lot faster than they did previously, which is one of the mentioned bullet velocity statistic increases that we saw from one of the most recent balance changes. This is bad. Where is he? Gotta be upstairs, I think. You are not gonna hit anything there, dude. Oh boy. No. Res me, dude. Pick me up. That guy shooting just randomly is just so great. Now he's dead. Alright, let's move up. Gonna move across this little courtyard thing here. Maybe we can come up behind somebody who's sort of sneaking around here. No, not even a single person at all. Okay. You see what? Oh, okay. We got the. Okay, we got it there. Nice. Yeah, I do like the enemy attack chopper incoming. That's always good, man. Yep, there's the attack chopper, which is bad. There was a guy... There was a guy who did drop over here, so hopefully we can push behind him. No? I imagine we were quite difficult to shoot there through that fence, so... Oh, that's bad timing. That is terrible timing. That guy's going to push up on us and our teammates are nowhere to be found. Alrighty guys, I feel like we have shown off what we can actually pull off with this particular weapon here. I think it is just a fantastic option in this game right now. It's basically an excellent support sort of assault rifle style class setup. You mostly have to play with this like a bit of an SMG and use like a longer range weapon alongside of it. But we'll have our final thoughts on this in just a second here. So as I said guys, this particular FFAR1 class setup from JGod is absolutely fantastic in Warzone right now. It's definitely up there as one of the best guns in the game. You can use this as like a sniper support weapon or something a little bit larger, something that will fight at those longer distances like your AUGs and your Kar 98Ks. This is just a really good weapon in this game. It's especially effective in Plunder, as we did show off here. Simply getting into gunfights all the time, this is one of the weapons that you do want, as it does have a very fast time to kill. It's reasonably accurate and it's pretty easy to use. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this one. I do appreciate it, of course. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on if you have not already done so. I massively appreciate it and it really does help me out. We are looking for 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if we could achieve that goal, that would be absolutely massive. Go subscribe to JGod as well if you have not already done so, and we will of course see you in the next video here. Bye!